Hello everyone and welcome back to the Cozy Corner. My name is Lee and this is my library. So grab a mug of something yummy and settle in for some talk of books. Today, I am very excited. This is one of my most anticipated videos that I film every year, and that is my TBR for October. October is my favorite month of the year, even more than my birthday month. Halloween is my all-time favorite holiday. My brother and I go all out with trick-or-treating. I decorate like crazy. You'll notice that my decorations are pretty minimal behind me, and that's mostly because I haven't had time to do it yet. But trust me, I will be appropriately festive. It is time for me to play another round of the TBR Raffle, which is my TBR game that I play to determine what I'm going to be reading for the month. This is probably the best thing that I've ever made on YouTube. The TBR Raffle is pretty much an elaborate drawing system that incorporates all of the books that I am interested in or have any interest in reading, and fully takes the pressure away from deciding what to read, because this is only half the jars that you can see. They are chock full of titles and it's insanely difficult to pick, and so this game helps eliminate any wishy-washiness over what I'm going to read. It's a super fun way to tackle your TBR. I really encourage you to do it. Basically, all of these jars have different genres. Every month I give myself 6 slots to fill, and this game is also really good for incorporating any goals you have for your reading. So 2 of my slots are filled by 2 of my goals. One is to reread some of the older books on my shelf to determine if I want to keep them, and if not, to make room for the new titles. And then the second goal I have is to tackle my personal TBR, which is over here, and they are books that people have gifted to me, or books that I have bought myself as a treat or whatever, that I actually do want to spend time reading so they don't get lost in all of this. And then the remaining 4 spots for my TBR are chosen from the genre jar. I do like to give myself one choice of genre. And so for the month of October, I'm actually breaking the rules a little bit because I love Halloween so much. I want to make sure that a lot of what I read is appropriately spooky. I'm giving myself 3 genres to choose from. I bet you can guess what they will be. I'm going to choose from thriller, horror, and mystery. I want to choose all 3 of those. And then the remaining 3 spots will be selected randomly from the genre jar. The game will make much more sense as we go. I'm awful at explaining things. But let's go ahead and get started with the reread jar. I have my reread jar here. I'm not gonna lie, my reread jar has kind of screwed me on a couple of my pulls. I am still working on Edgar Allan Poe. I love him to death, but the man drags on. Okay, here we go. Here's my reread title. I like this one. Oh, it's a thicker one. Why did I pick this one? Okay, it is... Okay. Oh no, I don't know how I feel about this. Okay, it is the Mysterious Benedict Society series. Okay, this is my copy of the Mysterious Benedict Society. It is broken, and that is because, I don't know how many years ago now, I think it was probably 2018, the church that I was working for at the time had like a little mission Sunday, and so we made some crafts to take to local nursing homes for decoration, and one of them was making Christmas trees out of old books, and so we had people donate books, and we were finished with the craft, and I noticed this one, and it looked really good. It unfortunately had already been damaged in the making of the craft, and so I decided to rescue it and tape it, and clearly that tape has not worked. Oh dear. Anyway, this is the Mysterious Benedict Society by Trenton Lee Stewart. I know there are at least a couple more after this, but this follows a particularly hard to get into school, and all of these kids who are slightly odd are allowed to take an entrance exam, or invited to take an entrance exam, and those who get in are inducted into the Mysterious Benedict Society. There is another school, a rival school society thing, and so oh, what's his name? Shoot, it's been so long since I've read this. What is his name? Rainy. Cute name for a boy. Rainy bands together with this group of misfits to try and figure out what's up with this school. There's some brainwashing involved, there's some big plot twists in here. This really is cute. If you like books about like good found family and odd characters, a bit like Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, a little more cute. This is a middle grade. I really enjoyed this book. I don't really remember what I rated it, or if I even rated it at all. I don't even know if I have this on my Goodreads. But yeah, it was an easy read. I'm a little hesitant because one, it's so thick, and two, I know there's a lot in this series. We'll see if I actually get to them all, or whether I just make my decision based on rereading this again. But I really enjoyed it, and if anyone has any tips on how to repair paperbacks like this, please let me know. Okay, now on to personal TBR. Again, my personal TBR has kind of screwed me over sometimes. I have some particularly thick titles in here. I think I've only pulled one series from this so far, so we'll see what happens. I have a couple that I'm really hoping I get. Let's go with this one. Why do I always pick the thick ones? Okay. Oh, okay, a little bit of a classic. We have A River Runs Through It. A River Runs Through It. This is by Norman MacLean. Oh man. This is, I believe, 2 little mini novellas and I think a short story, all about Norman MacLean and his life as a child and how he views nature. It is fiction, but it's just him telling his stories of how he views the world and how he believes that living life is not as separate from art as we believe. I have a feeling it's going to be very poignant and beautiful. I'm a little worried I'm gonna cry. I actually got this book from, I feel a little ashamed to admit this now that I haven't read it. I actually got this from my rhetoric professor when I graduated from college. She gifted me this and the movie. I have yet to read it. Feel a little guilty about that, but I'm glad that I finally get to now, as it is a bit of a classic. So another classic to check off the list. Really excited for this. Now on to my choices for the genres, which are the trifecta of the Halloween time. It is thriller, horror, and mystery. I'm just gonna start with thriller. Let's do that. So let's find him in here. I got him. He was missing. I don't keep this out all the time. I put it away and I left this guy on the shelf. I'm so sorry. Okay, here's thriller. It's pretty full. I'd say probably about halfway. I really have not read a lot of thrillers. Definitely since starting a booktube channel, I have gotten more into reading the thriller genre. Okay, I like this one. Let's go with this one. What is it? Oh, interesting. It's called Blanky. This is a little bit, I think, of a haunting / ghost story. So this is Blanky by Keelan Patrick Burke, and this I'm reading off my computer on Goodreads because I don't own all of these and I don't remember sometimes why I put them in here. So it follows the story of Steve Brannigan, whose infant daughter passed away. He's having a hard time keeping himself together, struggles with alcoholism, and then one night he hears a sound from his daughter's room, which has been sort of stripped bare of everything that reminded them of her. And he finds Blanky, which is a really old patchwork blanket with a bunch of bunnies on it that's sort of staring up at him. And this leads to a whole host of creepy, I'm thinking like a little bit paranormal activity stuff that happens in this house because Blanky, his daughter, loved it so much that he buried her with it. So how this blanket made it back into his house from his daughter's grave, he doesn't know. Sounds like the perfect combination of chilling and sad. So we have that part of the Halloween atmosphere covered. Good haunting story, love it. Let's move on to horror. I have read, I think, one horror book, and that was during Summerween, which was The Final Girl Support Group, and I was kind of 50-50 about whether or not I liked it. Okay, where are you? Here it is. I don't have as many in here. Again, it's not a genre that I am particularly well versed in, so I would love to take any recommendations. The other side of this is science fiction, another genre I don't read a lot of, hence why they're together. Okay, let's pick Let's pick a good one. I know there are a lot of good horrors out there, so I am really excited to read one. Okay, let's go with, oops, grabs two. Oh no. Let's go with this one. It is kind of a chunk. Oh, okay. Speaking of Poe, it's The Unkindness of Ravens. Greer Hogan is a librarian, we love it, and an avid reader of murder mysteries. I love the name Greer, Scottish. She also has a habit of stumbling upon murdered bodies. The first was her husband's, and she, like many murder mysteries, is starting a new life in the village of Raven Hill. And then her best friend is found dead in the library. I don't know how much of this is going to actually be horror, or whether it's going to err more towards the side of murder mystery. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, but it's everything that I love. Books, creepy towns, murder mysteries, solving murders of your friends. It sounds really interesting, and it actually sounds like it'll be a pretty quick read. So, anyway, sounds like a good one. I don't know how horror-y it is going to be, or whether this one is misfiled in the genre. Who knows? I'm going to count it. Okay, and then the last one is mystery. This is a genre that I read a lot of. This jar is mostly full. I have read a lot of good mysteries this year. It's a genre that me and my family read a lot of, so we're pretty well versed. I'd say probably half to 2/3 of my family's bookshelves consist of murder mysteries. Let's go with this one. I pulled out like 8. I just want the one. Okay, there we go. This one. Man, I am gravitating to the thick slips of paper today. Oh, okay. This is great. This is actually really, really good. So, a challenge that I haven't talked about on this channel, I think since the beginning of the year, is that I asked, it's a trend that a lot of people do, where it's 12 books recommended by 12 friends. I did this on Facebook, and one of them that came up was The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman, and I have actually read The Thursday Murder Club earlier in the year. Yeah, it's right here. And we have the sequel, which is The Man Who Died Twice, and the newest one I think has come out, which is the green cover. Man Who Died Twice is blue. I don't remember the name of the third one. But yes, I did draw, oh, I didn't even tell you. I did draw The Thursday Murder Club. So I've read the first one, which is really awesome. So I'm gonna read at least the second. I don't know if we'll get to the third. I have a feeling it's gonna show up at Christmas time, so I probably won't get to it until next year. But I am excited to read the sequel. That being said, no idea what it's about, so let me look it up. So if you don't know the premise of The Thursday Murder Club, main character is Elizabeth, and well, there's several main characters, but Elizabeth is the one we follow the most often. She lives in a retirement home in England, and all of these people are 70 or up, and she's new to this assisted living retirement home, and she kind of gets absorbed into this group called the Thursday Murder Club. And it used to have a member called Penny, who was a retired private investigator detective, and she had a bunch of cold cases, and so this group would get together and talk and try to solve these cold cases. Well, it ends up being that a dead body is found, I believe on the site of it's been a while since I've read it, of their retirement home, and so Elizabeth and her group of friends try to solve this murder. It's very plot twisty, it's hilarious, as you can imagine, a group of near geriatric people trying to solve a murder mystery from their retirement home. It gets very sad. There are huge plot twists in it, and I was laughing and semi-crying all the way through, and so this is the second one. It's pretty short, so it's the following Thursday. I'm assuming after the end of the first book, and Elizabeth has received a letter from an old colleague, a man with whom she has a long history. He's made a big mistake and he needs her help. His story involves stolen diamonds, a violent mobster, and a very real threat to his life. As bodies start piling up, Elizabeth enlists Joyce Ibrahim and Ron in the hunt for a ruthless murderer. Joyce is hilarious, by the way. She's probably one of my favorites. Ron is a close second. And if they find the diamonds too, well, wouldn't that be a bonus? But this time they're up against an enemy who wouldn't bat an eyelid at knocking off 4 septuagenarians. Can the Thursday Murder Club find the killer and the diamonds before the killer finds them? That sounds really cute. Not gonna lie, I was obsessed with the characters. Ron and Joyce they're pretty good. And you know, I don't know what it is about the vibe of the people who reach that stage of life. They really just couldn't give any craps anymore about anything. And so a group of people who are like, whatever, let's solve a crime, and they just break every rule imaginable with no guilt about anything. And it's why Elizabeth, who's kind of this, I don't want to say like a straight man, but she's very straight-laced, very proper, but she's in it for the ride. And she also was a nurse in her previous life, so her skills come in handy. You know, the first book was so much fun, and Richard Osman, who is one of my favorite British comedians, I just love the premise of him writing these books. He said, I just want to write stuff that people will like to read, you know, will enjoy reading. Not writing to break any boundaries or any world records or anything like that. I just want to write entertaining stuff. And boy oh boy, does he do it while still being earth-shattering. It's so good. So I'm really excited to continue with the second book of this series, which I know we have. Those are my 3 Halloween reads. Really excited. Wide range of styles. We have a truly, I'm really nervous, horror, or haunting, and then we have, I think, probably another installment of a cozy murder mystery, and a funny one that's slightly dangerous. I love it. Now let's draw for the remaining 3 spots. From the genre jar. This has happened, I'm fairly certain, more than not. Every month I will draw a genre that I've already pulled from, because all the genres that I pick and reread and personal TBR are also in here. So I could draw multiples. We'll see. It's happened. It's how I've read so much nonfiction this year. Okay, here we go. Let's go with this one. The first genre is, oh, it's one of my hit or miss genres. It is magical realism. Magical realism is not one of my favorites. I have read, is it just the one? Yeah, I did read one, The Peculiar Miracles of Antoinette Martin. That was really good. I really liked it. So this is, but it's kind of a hit or miss genre for me of whether I'm gonna enjoy it. So there's one. Magic, Halloween, we love it. Oh, I would love if there was like a fantasy. Get some good magic in here. Okay, here we go. What's this one? It's kind of a long one. Oh no! Okay, guess what happened? It's another reread. Oh no. Oh dear. I have so many series. Yikes. And my rule is that I never say no. Whether I get to them or not is a question, but I never say no. Okay, here we go. Here's the last one. Ooh, let's make it a good one. I'd love an all fiction month. Not that I don't enjoy nonfiction. Oh, well. I said nonfiction. I got food. I'd say probably 75% of the slips in my food jar are cookbooks. Nonfiction. Ah! It's okay. It's fine. I'm fine. Okay. Let's start with magical realism. Oh man. Okay, here we go. You can see how empty this jar is. Again, not one of my favorite genres, but that's okay. Part of the reason why I included it in here was maybe find some good ones that'll change my mind. Redeem it just a little bit. Okay, let's go with this one. It's so long. Why is it such a long piece of paper? Okay, here we go. Oh, it's a handwritten one. Okay, I'm actually really excited for this one. Okay, it's handwritten, that's why it's so long. It is The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle. Ha! This is The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle by Haruki Murakami. Oh, I'm so excited to read this. Okay, so if any of you have been watching for a while, last year I tried to do Around the World in however many days, and reading books from all the continents. Didn't finish that. It was too much for me to do, but I still have all of my Asian books that I ordered for Asia. 19 of them in total. Never got to many of them, but I'm really excited to read this for two reasons. One, because of the premise, which I'll tell you about in a minute, but two, I have been wanting to read something by Haruki Murakami for so long. I mean, oh. His writing routine is infamous. You know, that 4 a.m. call to write? One day. Plus, he's just a genius. He's so good. Okay, I'm gonna read you this synopsis. Japan's most highly regarded novelist now vaults into the first ranks of international fiction writers with this heroically imaginative novel, which is at once a detective story, an account of a disintegrating marriage, and an excavation of the buried secrets of World War II. In a Tokyo suburb, a young man named Toru Okada searches for his wife's missing cat. Soon he finds himself looking for his wife as well in another world that lies beneath the placid surface of Tokyo. As these searches intersect, Okada encounters a bizarre group of allies and antagonists, a psychic prostitute, a malevolent yet mediagenic politician, a cheerfully morbid 16-year-old girl, and an aging war veteran who has been permanently changed by the hideous things he witnessed during Japan's forgotten campaign in Manchuria. Gripping, prophetic, suffused with comedy and menace, The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle is a tour de force equal in scope to the masterpieces of Mishima and Pynchon. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Sorry if it's not. Oh, anyway, as soon as I read this, I was like, yeah, this is exactly the kind of book that I want to be reading. It just sounds so atmospheric and gritty, and actually kind of perfect because it's a sort of thriller detective story. Dreamlike and compelling. I love it. Anyway, I've been wanting to read this book for so long. It's a big boy. How many pages is it? 607 pages. Oh man, but I am really excited to read this. I have really loved exploring a lot of international literature, particularly through this book drawing system, but also from my Around the World challenge I did last year. Spending time in South America reading those authors was so much fun. Even though I didn't like everything I read, it was really still an amazing glimpse into other cultures' most lauded stories, and I'm really excited to begin another journey into another continent with Haruki Murakami. So, very excited. That was magical realism. Let's go back into the reread jar. Oh man. I'm filled with so much dread. There are so many series behind me. Okay. Shoot! Oh no. There's so many in here. Oh, make it a single. Make it just a one done novel. Here we go. Just this one. Oh, it's a big one. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, deep breaths. Okay. Oh shoot, I'm so nervous. Oh, thank God. Whoo! Okay. Whoo! We're good. I panicked for no reason. Okay, so I got, if today is the first day of the rest of my life, then I'm in real trouble. This is a play. So this is a play. If today is the first day of the rest of my life, I'm in real trouble by James L. Shea. And the concept of this play is very interesting. So this follows the story of a group of, I think it's community college? Yeah, community college advanced photography class. And they go to an old mining town, I think, to take some pictures and get trapped there by an avalanche. And they discover while they're there that there is a group of gangsters who are having kind of a summit meeting for their company at the same time. People get murdered, you know, it's not a murder mystery, it's a comedy. It's a full-on comedy. But I remember it's just such an absurd concept of an old mining ghost town, avalanche, gangsters, you know, with community college kids. Yeah, I love it. It says an improbable farce in 2 acts. That really is what it is. It's an improbable farce. It will read really fast. I'm really excited. Anyway. Oh man. I'm really glad that this is short. It's just under 80 pages, so I should breeze through this. The reread was good. We got a short one. That's good. Okay, moving on to food. Food. I don't think I've drawn from this genre yet this year. Okay, here we go. There are some actual like fiction titles in here, not just cookbooks. So let's see what I get. Let's go with this one. Here we go. I knew this was gonna happen. Okay, I got To All the Boys I've Loved Before trilogy. I think it's in this genre because Lara Jean likes to bake in the books, and I think that's a big theme for her. Oh man, I'm kind of 50-50 on the movies, so we'll see. I mean, if anyone doesn't know the premise of To All the Boys I've Loved Before, where have you been? I'm just kidding. I don't need this, I know the story. So the story follows Lara Jean, whose mom has passed away, and she lives with her dad and her 2 sisters. Her older sister is moving away to college, and she's left home with her younger sister. And Lara Jean is kind of, it's a bit of a coming of age story. You know, she's a little bit unseen in school, and she is kind of obsessed with the perfect boyfriend. She is single, and she has over her life, I think 5 boys that she's had major crushes on, and she's written them a letter each over her years of life, explaining her love for them, that kind of thing. She's never sent them. They're in a hat box in her room, and her younger sister sneaks in because I think she's kind of tired of her complaining about not having a boyfriend, or she doesn't want her to feel lonely, and she sends them to the boys. And so then Lara Jean has to struggle with all of the boys who come to find her. And I think, I've never actually read the books, but I have seen the movies. I think there's a fake dating trope in there, but I don't think the boy she ends up fake dating is one of them, the boys who she wrote a letter to. Maybe, I can't remember. Anyway, we got fake dating, we've got coming of age, we've got baking. There you go, and there's 3 of them. And then it's, I don't remember the order. It's To All the Boys I've Loved Before, P.S. I Still Love You, and All My Love, Lara Jean, I think are the 3, by Jenny Han. I have read books by Jenny Han before. I've read the Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy, which I did enjoy. So I'm probably will enjoy these as well. Let's go through what I've got. Oh my gosh, there was so much. Okay. We have, for my reread, we had the Mysterious Benedict Society series. We'll see if I read more than the one. We have A River Runs Through It, my classic. We have Blanky, which is sort of the paranormal thriller. We have The Unkindness of Ravens, which I think is a cozy murder mystery. Then we have The Thursday Murder Club, which I will be reading the second one, so it's The Man Who Died Twice. The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle. Really excited for that one. If Today is the First Day of the Rest of My Life, Then I'm in Real Trouble. Fast read, and To All the Boys I've Loved Before. That is 9 books in total. No, 8 books. 8 books in total. Plus a few more if it's a series. So anyway, oh my goodness. This video is going to be lengthy. I apologize for the length. But those are all the books that I'm going to attempt to read on top of everything else for the month of October. If you have read any of these books before, please let me know. I would love to know your thoughts so we can have good discussion. If you end up playing this game, I would love to know that as well. It's super fun. And like I said, fully takes away the stress of picking books. Doesn't necessarily mean you'll read less books, just will take away the stress of picking. Oh man, as always, if you like this video, go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe to my channel because it really does help me out and let me know what you guys want to see. As always, a huge thank you to the friends and family who have readily supported me in this journey. It truly means the world to me, and I can't wait to see what's on the next page. Cheers. Happy Halloween.